Hey everybody, it's Acadius, and I'm talking about one of my favorite games, Batman Arkham City. And I'm going to talk about why it's one of my favorite games of all time. And yes, I know it's a 2011 release, but this footage is obviously from the Return to Arkham collection, which was Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City. It would, I really wish they would have put Batman Arkham Origins in there as well, but different studio and all that stuff. I'll get to that later. What I loved about Arkham City and still love is that it was it thrust you into this dark area of Gotham that we all expected. When I would play Arkham Asylum, I was like, oh my god, if this asylum is dark and run down, then what does, Gotham City look like? And granted, this isn't technically part of Gotham. This is cordon, quarantine area of Gotham City, that becomes Arkham City. Kind of a escape from New York theme, if you will. But look at the way that this game is. The visuals, the way the snow comes trickling down against a junky, rustic backdrop. Like you just saw moments earlier, the neon reflecting in the wet pavement. It's just like, wow, that is just detail. Here you got the neon lights flickering. Now this is one of Riddler's hideouts where he had a hostage. For some reason, I thought this is where his end game was, where you defeat him and then he's caught in one of his own traps type thing. But I was wrong. But anyway, the story itself of Arkham City is fantastic. I mean, Joker doesn't want to die. He manipulates Batman into finding a cure, and and at the end he still dies because of his short-sightedness. I know that's spoiler material, but it's a game that came out in 2011. Come on. Anyway, and like with the Riddler and saving the hostages, dude, that was some dark Saw themed plot line going on, and but here in the game, though, of Arkham City, you feel like you're Batman. I mean, you really just feel like you're Batman, trying to right the wrong of various politicians that, created, Arkham City. And yes, I know Ra's al Ghul orchestrated this with the help of Doctor Strange, Dr. Hugo Strange. But it's still, it was just, you felt like you're Batman. Look at the way that the skyline here, it tells a story in itself. It's like, wow. And I remember playing this initially, and I wanted to know the backstory of what this city was, this section of the city was. It had to have been, where people commuted to work. I mean, you got all the factories here, and I mean, Scion Industries. You got the old carnival, the Ferris wheel, and it's just exciting to be part of it. It was exciting to be Batman in this dreary extension of Gotham City. Now, I didn't hate Batman Arkham Knight. It was entertaining. I didn't like the story. I really did not. The Scarecrow thing was just meh. And, the Arkham Knight. Yeah, we all saw that being, Jason Todd, a.k.a. Robin, a mile away. And it just, I don't know. And then the Batmobile thing, it was neat initially, but it felt forced as time went on. Especially with the puzzles and the tank things. We gotta defeat a bunch of Arkham Knight tanks, and okay, it got boring. It did get boring. Um, but here, look at this. And so here I'm admiring the skyline. Just I liked exploring. Obviously, I beat the story, as you can see here. So I just have free roam going on. But like, I mean, here you see Gotham City off in the distance, and it's like, oh wow, all right, that looks cool. You know, I wonder what that's like. And of course, in Arkham Knight, we got to finally go over there. And for me, those soldiers with the guns. But anyway, when it came to Gotham City in the Arkham Knight game, it felt like it was like not Gotham. It felt like Metropolis at night. It. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I was expecting a combination between Arkham City and a Tim Burton Batman vision. You know what I mean? But what I really liked about another thing I liked about Arkham City is the sounds. There are so many sounds that you need to appreciate, and I'm not talking about when you beating the crap out of a criminal or whatever. It's just taking in the sounds. You'll hear sirens off in the distance, and you'll hear the wind as you're swooping through. Let's see if you hear anything here. Oh, look at that. Just stunning. Oh, the Ferris wheel. Dilapidated Ferris wheel. Come on. Oh, you can hear the subtle... Oh, you hear the sirens. Look at that. You got the haunting flames coming out of the chimneys or whatever they are there. And then the rustic faces where you're like looking at this stuff thinking, if I cut myself, I'm going to get lockjaw because I haven't gotten my tetanus shot. Rocksteady Games really they put their heart into it. I'm not saying they didn't put their heart into Arkham Knight, but this makes you feel like you're Batman. I'll reiterate that again.
Bruce Wayne got put in Arkham City. I'd like to get 5 minutes with that rich son of a bitch.
And then kabam! And the combat. I found the combat far more fluid than it was in, obviously, Arkham Asylum. But when it came to Arkham Knight, it just felt off. I don't know how to put my finger on it. And I'm not even including my gripes with the whole Arkham Knight's combat challenges, which was augmented reality. That was just exhausting to be part of. Because I liked in this one where you felt like it was when you did the combat challenges. Oh, I love this part here. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that there. Seriously, just amazing. We're going to get higher, obviously.
She's already got weird plants growing all over the place.
It's hauntingly beautiful, if that's a thing. Look. Oh. And you can hear the sirens. Just remarkable. And that's just on the surface. I mean, we're just dealing on the, on the outside. Eventually, I'll go in one of the buildings. I think I go over to the museum, which is haunting in itself is creepy for me on a personal level, and I'll explain that when I get to there. What was I talking about before? Oh, the combat. So, like, with the combat here in Arkham City, solid, but when you're dealing the combat challenges or whatever, you felt like it was like kind of like an extension or a side story of when, as your Batman. Whereas in Arkham Knight, when you did combat challenges, it was supposed to be an augmented reality training program. And that just kind of took you out of feeling like you were Batman, because there you are fighting, and let's say you lose. In Arkham Knight, it's just like, oh, augmented reality training failed, or something like that. Where in this one, if you fail it, it was just you got taunted by insert random villain here, whether it was Joker or Harley Quinn or whatever. It changed depending on what combat challenge you were dealing with. And oh yeah, the courthouse there. That would have been awesome to see what how that functioned before this area of Arkham City, you know, became all garbage. Now I was hoping in like Batman Arkham Origins that we were gonna see this section of what would soon be Arkham City, but we didn't really get that perspective. However, I do love Arkham Origins as well. Takes place. Look at this guy here. Like he's just. I have no clue that I'm being followed. I don't hear anything. Didn't feel anything on my shoulder. Look at Batman. Hi. Hey, wait, my gun doesn't work. Oh no! Boom, 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 boom. How he doesn't fall off the edge is beyond me. Heck, I would have just kicked him. Whoops. But anyway, yeah, Arkham Origins, I love that game too. Now, granted, the combat was so messed up, because it was done by a different studio, Warner Games, and they even said, "Yeah, no, we have no intention of patching the broken mechanics, fight mechanics." However, I really enjoyed the story because you got to see the introduction of Joker into the Arkham universe, and you had all these assassins that were after Batman. He was Batman was still new to Gotham, more or less, because at that point he'd only been in Gotham for like 2 years or something, and so he didn't have that friendship with Commissioner Gordon and the little stuff. But still a great game, great story, fight mechanics not so much. And that game came out in 2013. That's why I really wish that they had released. Oh god, this guy. Oh, it's him, and then he's gonna chase me. Watch. Hey, can I get an autograph? How about my foot? Anyway. Oh, so now we're going into the courthouse. And man, creepy is all get out. Because they put such detail inside of these buildings as well, which is remarkable. Now, I never platinumed or fully unlocked full gamer score of this game because of what you have to do with Calendar Man, and you got to visit him on each major holiday. And honestly, I'm just too lazy to take my system offline, reset the internal clock to said holiday, load the game up, go back in, go here, talk to Calendar Man, rinse and repeat. It's just not my thing. Here he anticipates that Labor Day's coming up.
Labor Day, a day for workers. You work hard all year, Batman. Come back and celebrate on the day you deserve.
I never understood why he was inside
A day
and locked
for
up.
workers.
Here you got Arkham City where all the criminals are running free. But Calendar Man, he's locked up in a jail cell beneath an old uh, retired courthouse. You know, did he piss somebody off? Did he make Two-Face mad? And he's like, yeah, get in there. But here we got, look at this inside here. Yeah, now this is after Doctor Strange had blown it up with all the helicopters and their missiles and stuff. But here we got, you know, we got the vat of acid that Catwoman was about to be dunked into in the beginning of the game. And this is one of the few games where I've played it. Let's explore how many times I've played it. Well, originally back on the PS3, and I played it on normal and hard. Then I played this one again on normal and hard on the PS4 with the Arkham Collection. And then on my Xbox One, I've been playing it on normal and hard again. So that's 6 times. And that's just with this game, you know? I've been playing Arkham Asylum as well. And, you know, when it comes to Arkham Knight, though, I'm just not that interested in revisiting it. It just, and I did not like the story. I'll say that again. And I'm wondering what they have, Rocksteady, the makers of this. I wonder what they have planned next. You know, I know that they're working on some kind of DC themed game. Is it going to be another Batman? I don't know. Do I want it to be another Batman? Of course I do. I'd be stupid to say, no, I think they should move on. I don't think you can get enough Batman. However, with the events of oh, look at that. Here we got the tower. And this is obviously after it got blown up. So, but look at that. Look at this. Just very gritty. I'm disarming their weapons there. And then I'm going to surprise. He's like, hey, help me. I'm cold. And then this guy's going to try to fire. And then I take him out. But, as I was saying, when it came to Arkham Knight, that ending, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, there's a new Batman in town that relies on the fear aspect of it implements Scarecrow's fear toxin somehow.
Where'd all the food go anyway?
How is this city though still getting electricity? I mean, did they just turn it on like for the sake of it all? You know, like, okay, well, we got prisoners in there, might as well give them some electricity.
Arkham City, go to hell.
That guy always says that. Arkham City, go to hell. Yeah, I told you. Okay, yeah, I am approaching the museum, which is home to Penguin's Iceberg
Must be
Lounge.
something else going on, right?
Ace Chemicals, Sionis Industries. Just fantastic stuff going on.
Strange is dead. Good.
Oh, I think I was trying to get my bearings here.
Serves the son of a bitch right.
But yeah, when you listen to the audio, you feel cold. You know? Oh, dead shots in there.
Not seen Batman for hours. Hope he's dead.
Just remarkable.
It's out. I can't be trapped here. Got to be an escape.
Alright, so now we're going to be approaching... Oh, see, we still got the blown off rooftop, so... And that's the other thing, too. When you were searching for the Riddler trophies, you would come across these Easter eggs.
Be in Arkham City.
And you're like, oh, wow. And yeah, sure, you had to be familiar with the DC universe to appreciate them. But at the same time, you'd come across some other stuff where you're like, what? Rundown liquor stores or, an election polling office or whatever I'm trying to say there. Oh, this part, the first time, once you get past the barriers and stuff in the storyline, and you're walking up towards where the dinosaur is, the T-Rex, he first rears his head, and it kind of frightened me. I was like, whoa, what the hell? There he is, I was like, whoa, okay, what is going on here? And then, again, this game was dark. I mean, you got dead bodies inside the display cases. As a warning from Penguin. Speaking of the devil, there he is.
My family used to own Gotham. It will again.
Oh, you can hear the gears just struggling to keep that T-Rex functioning.
Don't send your boys in here, Harvey. Next time I'll cut them in two. Look up if I give it. You'd probably like that, wouldn't you?
Oh, it's like, what? Oh, the ventriloquist.
Press the button and watch the puppet dance.
I think that would have been a better villain than the Scarecrow storyline in part 3. But here you have this, very gothic environment. You got dark undertones all over the place, with the dead bodies, on display. It's like, what? You had this section in the game where when you first run into Penguin as Batman, and he's just like, he's shooting cops. And then you had to fight all those guys. But here you're coming up with the dead bodies in the water. What the hell did they do to deserve that? And just look at that. That is tremendously scary. I'd be standing there going, oh my God, what did I get myself into? Oh, yeah. I never understood why the dead body here just never vanished. All the others did. I'm sure that's the dead cop, but I never got why they just left it there. So now we're approaching the Iceberg Lounge. Even with this, here it's getting colder, and you got these cracked aquariums still somehow running and they have fish in them. And you feel this hopelessness as you just continue on in this game. Like, okay, this is not going to get better. Oh, and this. Obviously, you know, it was all frozen over at one point. Oops. And then the octopus above you. Thing was, I didn't notice it right away. Look at the stone faces. These ominous faces just there. And then you got, the octopus. Ugh, that is creepy. And I don't like octopus. I don't like underwater stuff. Freaks me out. Long story behind that. And then the shark that usually would pop out and eat me, he's long gone. You just get this desolate isolation when you're walking through these corridors. Oh, and then you get this room, which there was nobody in, and it's still creepy, but not as much. But that's pretty much it on that aspect. And I think now I'm going to be heading into the sewers or something. Oh, no, the subway. This is another creepy area. I mean, yeah, you got the dead bodies there, but, you know, that's penguins, people, and all story related. But you got this rundown subway station. It's got, you know, cobwebs and, you know, again, it's all this rustic frosting on it, as it were. And you got the subway cars, you know, tipped over. And these things obviously haven't seen activity in decades, judging by how old they were. I mean, it looks like they weren't active since the 1950s or something. But still, it is just disturbing. It's very unnerving. The entire area is unnerving. The whole city, the game. And it's like, I mean, look at this here. You got the seating. Look at that. Some kind of hat box there. Anyway, I just hope you enjoyed this little journey as I down memory lane for me anyway. Oh, here we go. You know, Solomon Grundy. Fantastic. But I hope it also gives you some insight as to how I approach games. You know, how I enjoy them. Taking them all in. And I'll probably do another one, another video like this soon. Maybe I'll come back to Arkham City. Maybe I'll go back to Arkham Asylum. Or maybe I'll do No Man's Sky. Either way. I'm going to end this right here. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, slap a like on this. Share it. If you know other people who appreciate games like I do. And leave a comment if you so desire. And until next time, as always, be kind to one another. Until next time, this is Acadius, signing off.